Okay, so this is a video to help you get onto the Google Plus community that is being supported by Online Clubhouse. So we're starting off at the Online Clubhouse website, and if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a link here asking, would you like to join our Google Plus community? When you click on that link, it will take you to the community site, and what you want to do here is to click on the Join Google Plus red button. So maybe pause the video here and go and do that step. So at this point, if you already have a Google Plus account, then you can sign in here, and if you don't have a Google Plus account, then go up to the top right hand corner and click on the sign up button. So you might want to pause the video here and go and do that part. So that then brings you to a screen where you can create a Google account, and what that involves is just going through each of the boxes and putting in the appropriate thing. So I'm just going to create a account under the name Joe Blogs, and just to show you how to create an account. So having put in the first name and then the second name, now you need to choose a username, and that can be anything you want it to be, but it has to be something that hasn't already been created. So if I type Joe Blogs and try and go on to the next part, then it will tell me someone already has that username. So if you don't see that, then that means that it's your name's okay, but in this case Joe Blogs username has already been used, so there's a few available there. Let's choose Joe Blogs 222. Okay, and so when we move down, so that's that username hasn't been used before, and that's okay. So now you want to enter your password, and it's mentioning here that you need at least 8 characters. So it's probably a good idea to choose the password that you use for other things. So I'm just going to put the password in here. Okay, so it's telling me that my password isn't good enough, so I'll just try something with a few numbers in it. Okay, still doesn't like it, so let's see. And that's still weak, so we'll keep going. Alright. So it might just if it's telling you that your password's weak, then just add a couple of numbers is an option. Alright, so we'll set our birthday here as just the 1st of January 1980, and say choose a gender. I believe you don't need to put in your mobile phone here if it's something that you'd rather not. I don't think you have to, but you'll probably be prompted to later on. I think Google likes to have a mobile phone attached to each account to try and make sure that it is an actual person and not a sort of algorithm trying to create lots of accounts online. But if you're not comfortable with that, then you can try not putting it in, and I think that will be okay. And this current email address is just if you've already got an email address that you use, then you can put an email address here, and that's it helps in the case that you forget your password or that kind of thing. So I'll just try and not put one in there in case people are wanting to do that, and we'll just see how that goes. Okay, so To prove that you're not a robot, we need to type in these letters. So you need to type in both words. Alright. Location Australia, and you will need to agree to the Terms of Service and Privacy Policy. You can click on those links to go and have a look at those if you want to read them. And then this option here is about whether you're happy for Google to collect some information about your plus ones, which is quite similar to Facebook likes. So you can choose whether or not you're happy for that to happen. So I'll say no, I'm not happy for that to happen. Go next step. Okay, so we're well on the way to creating our account, and in the next steps it will ask you to do a few things like adding a profile photo. So you can do that now if you like. I'm just going to skip that step and go on to the next one. The next page that comes up is a welcome page, and you can now continue to Google+. Okay, so this is the community site, and if you haven't yet been invited to the online community, then you can use this button here to ask to join, and then that will that request will then be sent to the community, which will and they can anyone that's part of the community can accept that request, and then you'll be able to join up. So at this point, if you've reached this point, it may take a little while for someone to see that request and accept it. So perhaps give it some time, and when after you've given it a little bit of time for that to happen, go back to the Toowoomba Clubhouse website, and then click on the Google Plus Community button here, and that will take you to the online community where you can start to interact with people and be a part of that. All right.